The 70s is the decade of disco, rock, blues rock, and heavy metal. And Canada, blessed with a surplus of talented songwriters, gives the world some of its biggest hits.
So suddenly we had 5 or 6 million sellers, we had a gold album, we had gold singles. Well, where's there else to go? The phone call comes, American Woman is #1.
And to hear that news that Wednesday afternoon that we were #1 in Billboard, it was astounding. And it stayed there for 3 weeks.
Having scored a decade worth of chart toppers with the Guess Who, Winnipeg's Burton Cummings goes solo and is quickly back on the charts.
This gentleman and I worked together, traveled all over the world together, and wrote songs for many, many years. It's nice to be working with him again. Here he is, my good friend, Mr. Randy Bachman. Do you remember those early days when we first started writing songs?
Yes, I remember.
It was about 11 years ago, I guess, wasn't it?
Pretty long time.
While we were a writing team, there were still some great songs that we wrote as individuals. And my favorite one of all the things you wrote was Undone. Why don't we do a bit of that for the people?
All right.
She's come undone. She didn't know what she was headed for. And when I found what she was headed for, it was too late. She's come undone. She found a mountain that was far too high. And when she found out she couldn't fly, it was too late. It's too late. She's gone too far. She's lost the sun. She's come undone. Lost the sun. She's come
Just after I had signed with Columbia, they said to me, not only we are launching you, but we are also launching the label. It's going to be called Portrait Records.
Scared, Lordy Lord, I'm shaking, I'm petrified. Never been much on religion, but I sure enough just fell down on my knees. Heard the choir singing something about goodwill toward men, and even sleeping in heavenly.
Look at the single, Stand Tall, the serial number ends with 01. It's kind of cool, you know, and I thought, you know, maybe this is a good idea.
Never been this blue. Never knew the meaning of a heartache. But then again, I never lost a love before.
You could put on Stand Tall right now. You could put on These Eyes right now. American Woman right now. You know, any of these songs, man, you know, they're bigger than just songs. This is a contribution to music, man.
All you're feeling right now is silly human pride. I stand tall, not you fall. Don't do something you might regret later.
But I remember Stand Tall, by the time you got to the chorus, yet again, he was making you believe, you know, this new and very different story from what I was kind of used to him singing. But still, very much going for it and dragging you in.
I was an opening act for quite a while. When I first went solo, I, believe it or not, opened for Alice Cooper in about 40 cities. nothing like being out on stage. You look out the first 20 rows and they've all got their eyes painted like Alice, and they're all holding tomahawks and hatchets, and I'm out there going, never been this blue. Let me tell you, it was an exercise in determination.
I think about portrayals now of the 70s, and you listen to 70s rock records. Bands often try to do kind of harder rock along with their ballads, and they would only have success with the ballads. So that was just a big part of the radio landscape.
Montreal's Gino Vannelli scores a U.S. breakthrough.
People come on, doing right, shaking my hands like a dynamite. Tell all your worries, toss your flies, to be tame in the pain when you realize you gotta move, you gotta move. Oh, you gotta move. Oh, people gotta move. You gotta move.
With his rich, soulful sound, Gino Vannelli scores a massive hit and a U.S. breakthrough with one of the era's most instantly recognizable songs.
Gino's one of the great singers. That single that went #1, I Just Gotta Stop. I love that line about, when I think about those nights in Montreal. I mean, that's as Canadian as you can get.
When I think about those nights in Montreal, I get the sweetest thoughts of you and me. Memories of love above the city lights.
I never seen a performer work an audience, especially a female audience, over like he did.
I just thought he was so hot and so sexy, and his music was something else that I sort of really felt inspired by.
I Just Want to Stop. Out of control. Everyone loves that tune. Black people, white people, people from Micronesia that have grass skirts.
So hard to take, but I know my heart won't make it. I just wanna stop and tell you what I feel about you, babe. I just wanna stop. The world ain't right without you, babe. I just wanna stop for your love.
Several acts get lucky and manage to land at the top of the Canadian and U.S. charts. Edward Bear abandoned their blues rock sound and scored big with feel-good pop balladry. And Ian Thomas, a producer and jingle writer, steps into the spotlight as one of the era's top solo artists. After leaving the Guess Who, Randy Bachman forms blue-collar rockers Bachman-Turner Overdrive, one of the era's biggest bands, and reaches the coveted #1 spot on the Billboard charts for the second time.
It was one of the great performances that night.
I wanna live, I wanna give. I've been a miner for a heart of gold. It's these expressions I never give that keep me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. Searching for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old.
Well, Dan Hill would have been someone that I heard on American Top 40 as a Canadian, one of the few at that time that were Canadian.
I became managed by Finkelstein and Fiedler, who at the time were also managing Bruce Cockburn and Murray McLaughlin. So that was to me kind of like a dream come true. You know, then I was on tour with Murray McLaughlin, and thanks to that, exposed to a much wider audience.
You got a hit right out of the gate, and 2 albums later, sometimes when we touched #1 worldwide.
A hesitant prize fighter, so trapped within my youth. And sometimes when we touch, the honesty's too much, and I have to close my eyes and hide. I wanna hold you till I die, till we both break down and cry. I wanna hold you till the fear in me subsides.
Dan Hill, he did something that every songwriter wants to do. You know, they want to write a song that, for whatever reason, connects in a big way.
The Stampeders go the other way, trading a Sweet City sound for songs with a wilder edge.